Thank God it's Friday. And that means Falcon Friday High Noon Madness is on and popping. It's your boy, OG Big Sam, aka Teflon OG, aka Mr. White. It's on this nice brisk noon Friday, clear sky, but a little nippy. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna discuss a few things, you know what I'm saying? Toss around a few things just to see and talk about, you know, once again, this fan base and their mindset. You know, their fantasy football couch GM mindset that some of y'all got. You know, you're all up in arms and all dismayed, about the going ons of, saying Falcon free agency. You know, um, out here blaming Terry for some outlandish, outrageous stuff. Yeah, I'm just, it just, but we gonna discuss. We gonna get into all that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get into Homer, Uncle Jesse, these free agent signings, the impact thereof that's gonna be had. Where what a lot of you who all don't like to talk about it won't talk about it. The coaching aspect of the situation. Um, we can kind of sort of put it under a microscope in this free agency network, frenzy, as it were, that's going on. And a lot of people are not paying attention or downplaying or dismissing or scoffing at, what's going on in our free agency activity, you know. But it's what especially in our situation for the Atlanta Falcons. Um, y'all do realize, and even with those moves, what I'm saying, and everything they've done, uh, we're now 11, no, 8 million to the negative. You know, um, now which means um, some more some more transactions that are going to be had. Right now, you got Kirk Cousins on deck. We're looking for a third, probably going to get a fourth for him. And be ready for Tyler Algier as well. It'll be on something, you know what I'm saying? Uh, because we need picks, we need money. We need picks and we need money. Now, for all of you, once again, for everyone that, that just was crashing out, man, just crashing out. Look, we got to stop because the outrage to me is just hilarious. Just got to stop basing our perspective on what other teams do. Them other teams got money to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Now, not to say that everything was made sense in some of the signs that happened, uh, especially in Cincinnati. But I mean, shit, they had the money. They had the money. They got the money to hand out 16 million per. You know what I'm saying? To two guys. Um, a lot of y'all were all out of pocket about the Ojolari. It boy's been hurt a lot. He's kind of sort of injury prone. You know, but we don't. pay attention or take those things into account. We just, for the sake of being right. Hey, Sonya, how you doing? You um, a lot that is going to happen. There are some things that are just going to be a general impact. Going to have to be a general impact. Um, because we we have guys of our own that we have to take care of or make decisions on. You know, and people out here stuck on, what I'm saying, these big name guys instead of a factual need that makes feeling the need in a manner that it makes sense to us, you know, and it'd be high risk, high reward. Well, low risk, high reward for us. Um, you, we also have to understand how coaching plays an adverse effect, what I'm saying, on free agent signings. Now we've seen us, pick up a couple of guys that are familiar with Raheem, that have been in other destinations with him. Um, but Fuller was to me, Fuller was an A1 pickup. Jordan Fuller was an A1 pickup. Agnew was an A1 pickup. Um, the kid we got from Vegas, from the Raiders, was an A1 pickup. The pass coverage, what I'm saying, linebacker, yeah, 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 was an A1 pickup. You know what I mean? But to me, I really don't feel too much of the way one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, um, because so far the moves have been making sense. Um, yeah, I've seen a lot of people that be giving the scratching their head analogy on Felipe Franks. Well, he's a special teams ace, backup fullback, backup tight end. Hence, a Swiss Army knife makes total sense. You got a football player that can do multiple things, including scout team quarterback. All right, so you know what I'm saying. And if that don't make sense to you, why are you watching football? You know, a lot of what's going on. I mean, the pickups are making sense. The additions that are coming in are making sense. But it all is going to come down to what this staff does. Zach, Homer, Uncle Jesse. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Their impact has to be over the top positive. They're putting these guys, in positions, to be able to showcase, what they're here to do, you know, because the question of talent is not the question. Y'all want it to be, but it's not the question. The question is, can this staff coach? That's just it in a nutshell. Appreciate you, Bernard. How you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I knew, man, this is, back on the conveyor belt from here on out. with the draft. We're staring down the barrel of the draft, and free agency going on. Yeah, um, I knew Madness, which is every Friday at noon, is gonna be, what I'm saying, on deck for you. You know, you say you can't wait to see the Falcons' final roster after the draft. Yeah, yeah. Uh, the moves that are going to be coming up now next, I believe, are genuinely going to really be setting that up because we need picks. We got 5. We need to have about 8. Um, that's why I think. That's why I said earlier. Um, be very aware. Don't be on the heart attack docket um, when Tyler Algier gets traded, either before or on draft day. Yeah, that gonna happen. Um, we're taking all calls on Kurt. We're asking for a third. I think we're going to get a fourth, a couple of fours, a fourth this year and this year, or something to that effect, something like that. Um, um, you said we have needed that speedy press coverage linebacker for years. Yup. 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 That is a fact. Getting flashy players in free agency isn't going to help you win. It's going to put you in more cap hell. Yeah, that's a direct and correct way to look, perspective to have. Right there, son. That's what we've been. That's been the motto over the last month, man. That's been the motto. And what do I always say? A lot of them out here be looking for a name instead of the game. You know, it's crazy. But then too, that's one one conversation that I be, what I'm saying, having. You know, their their fantasy Madden Leighton, what I'm saying, mindset. Um, it's crazy. They get bent out of shape because they see somebody else, what I'm saying, make a move that we ain't making when we don't have the money to make said move, you know. And you want to talk about how somebody can't do their job, you know. No, nobody's telling you that you got to like every move. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, damn, does anything make sense to you? You got to hate everything? Do you got to hate everything? Before evaluating what's in front of you, before, what I'm saying, looking at actually taking a real open-minded look to understand the situation and how it's playing out. And a lot of you don't. Because you got your mind made up that we got to have a Hendrickson, a Crosby, Michael Parsons, Miles Garrett, and it just, well, we got that. Why didn't you make that move? Okay, well, first of all, you just per se, you make a move for a Miles Garrett plus contract. Now, you're talking about money that you don't have. And you also talking about giving up at least 3 seasons of your future. Because you're going to have to give up a heavyweight hustle of draft capital. And then, and then even when it comes down to the draft, y'all you'll be looking at, guys that are going to be, you're going to be top 10. All right. We're at 15. All right. We need draft capital anyway. It's like trading out of the first round is like, what I'm saying, kryptonite to y'all of to make sense. We got 5 picks. We need 8. Half of y'all out here talking about trading up. I see some of you got a hard on for Will Johnson. You know, that's what makes very hard sense is trading out of the first round altogether. Just dead ass. Millie Mills, what's good, man? What's happening? To pick up some draft capital. It's starting off in the second round, you know what I'm saying? Because the receiving class is deep, the DB class is deep, the DT class is deep, and the linebacker class is deep. Let's say Mills. Let me see here. What we got here? Go no lower than 22 and get the boy from Boston College. Well, for the kind of deal that we're gonna need, and I think that boy, I think he'll be there in the second round. And I know the kids you talking about too, Mill. I think I think he'll be there in the second round. I just think we would fare better if we traded out of the first round altogether. I think we would get more. Because like I said, we got 5 picks. We need 8. We need 8. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, they already in motion on Kurt. I feel like Tyler is going to be a day one deal. I think Tyler get drafted. I think Tyler get traded on the first day. I think so. If not, it'll definitely be day 2. You know. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. If you tuning in right now, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? You know, like this stream, and you know what I'm saying. And if you ain't, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't locked in, subscribe to Mr. White Network, man. Subscribe to Mr. White Network. Y'all got me, 3 days a week. Man Monday with the OG. We can win sports tea on Wednesday night, and on Friday, High Noon Madness on Friday. Getting it to you. Subscribe. Tune in. I try to tell it like a TI is. But hey, I just I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know what I'm saying, that tunes in, man. To make the point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love you guys. Yeah. And then, you know, circling the block back around to a couple of our signings. Um, right now, I bet to me, our best signing is Fuller, and right behind him, the kid, the linebacker kid from the Raiders. Um, Agnew's a good pickup. Fox is a good pickup. You know what I'm saying? Um, if all goes well. I mean, because out of the training room, there have not been any setback reports from Trice. Um, and they say Helms is back on track. He had setback about 9 months ago, but they say he's back on track. He's running well, running without saying any you know you know trying to compensate motion. You know what I'm saying, or any limp, anything like that. So um, yeah, yeah, a few things to be looking forward to. Well, yeah, the Fox, Fuller, Divine, um, Agnew. I mean, these are all surgically direct free agent acquisitions that hit the mark for all intents and purposes. But let some of this base tell it. It ain't nothing but a bunch of mid. That nothing's gonna move the needle. You know, you know what I'm saying, as it were. You know how this. You know how your fellow Falcon. You know what I'm saying, how they think. You know. But you know what I mean. Yeah. Shoot. I mean, it's crazy. Um, as a fifth round pick, which Tyler Algier was, he's outplayed his deal going away. Um, I think we can get. I think we can get a double up. I think we can get two. You know what I'm saying? Two draft picks for Tyler Algier. I do. Um, what is this? What is this? Yeah, I
Hey
think.
Sam,
Yeah,
my internet is still messing up.
okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Tip. There. Come on. Oop. Oh, there you go. He said, I take that back. We probably see Fox impact more out of all of. I think Fulham will be a bigger impact on that back end. Um, and then I'm telling you, the little pass covering linebacker we got from Vegas from the Raiders. Hey, I think him right there, he gonna have an immense impact. You know, um, but I think I think all in all, big picture wise, I think all of those signings are going to have an impact some way, shape, form, or fashion. You I mean, I do. Everything that's done, including Felipe Franks, um, special teamer, special team ace. You know what I'm saying? Backup tight end, backup fullback. You know, he's a good blocker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to all those with the scratching their head perspective or calling it a wasted signing. No, when you find a guy that checks all the boxes, such as locker room guy, he's a straight up football player that would do, give you whatever you ask him to do. You know. Um, you can't buy that, man. You can't miss out on that. You know what I'm
What's up, Mark?
saying? You know what's going on now. Like I said, he's backup fullback, backup tight end, scout team quarterback, special teams ace, a football player. You know what I'm saying? And you can't scoff at that.
Mm-mm.
And if you go, there was another way I was going, really wanted to go with Felipe, you know what I'm saying, when I was, on with the guys last night.
Yeah.
When you go back and you look at and go in and you dig into places that Felipe has been and you talk to the coaches and they all of them tell you he is a good locker room guy. He brings it. He doesn't waste any energy in practice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now.
And people don't realize Felipe Frankston blocked too.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody crashing out over that signing, which I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Backup fullback, backup tight end, which tells you he can block, right?
Exactly.
Because he's gotten burned in both in all the positions. Like I said, special teams ace. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? On punt return, punt coverage, field goal. Yeah.
Kind of remind you of Taysom Hill, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, don't be surprised if Zach Robinson used him in them special gadgets plays, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
But see, our fan base is so stupid they don't know that.
I mean, man, look.
They just
Ghost Peppers, what's happening?
he trying to tell you,
Yeah.
boy, they just want these big ass names and think the shit don't be easy, bro. It don't work like that.
Right. Right. Now, defensively,
Mm-hmm.
um, the line the linebacker divine from that we got from the Raiders,
Yeah.
the pass coverage linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that right there, that
Mm-hmm.
move there, that pickup there, which I called A1,
Yep.
A1 signing
Mm-hmm.
because you see it on film. You go look at the film on this young man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go look at the film on this young man. You know what I'm saying? His ability to cover in space. You know what I'm saying? And he gets his hands and arms in passing lanes. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey man. Hey. The, the tape don't lie.
At all. The tape
It
don't
don't lie.
lie. I wouldn't have looked at that tape on that young man. He gets his hands in passing lanes.
Yeah, because I seen it. I seen Mike posted it. I'm like, yeah, shit. If Mike know he the real deal, then hey, you know.
Let me see. Let me see. Mills. It said at the same time, hold on. Okay. At the same time, he can be. a secret weapon because he got speed to send him on a couple of routes and let him catch motherfuckers off guard. Yeah, from the
Mm-hmm.
tight end position, from the flanker position, back or fullback. Yeah, you could do that with Felipe.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. You can do that with Felipe.
Shit, you can use
You
it
know
for
what I'm saying?
wildcat plays too.
Yeah.
I,
Yep.
I
Oh
don't. I
hell
don't.
yeah.
Hey man, the proof in the pudding, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem with our
Yeah.
fans is they think that every year that some big ass names don't come here and think we just don't win the championship like
Now,
that.
here's the funny thing, you know what I'm saying? Um, I don't think so, Mills. I don't think so.
Outside, no, I don't see that.
I don't think so.
So let me ask you, would,
Divine
would,
is an outside guy.
yeah, would you
He
put
he
Troy
just,
Anderson?
his range on his coverage. He can cover. He can cover a lot of ground. Troy is a middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Um, by trade, and like I said when we drafted him,
Mm-hmm.
when his classroom skills catches up with his athletic ability to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, Luke Kuechly 2.0.
Did coach linebackers, didn't
Yeah,
he? He did.
that's the one. That's the one thing that I don't knock him on.
Yeah, he shit. He.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? He's a linebacker coach by trade.
Oh yeah,
All
because
right.
you see what he did with Deion Jones and what Fourier and DeAndre Campbell and all them cats.
Yeah, yeah. He's a linebacker coach by trade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't knock him for that. But
No.
as for, designing and calling plays and putting together a scheme, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? With a talented piece of personnel. I'm sorry. From 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 the catastrophe that I saw of him when he took over that Jets team and that Jets defense in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and what happened, my eyes are telling me hell no.
Yeah.
My eyes and mine are telling me we should have hired Wink Martindale.
You say that, and you know it's crazy. Him and Steve Wilson was on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Wilson would have been a good defensive coordinator.
Yep.
But you know how Jimmy Lake over Steve Wilson tell me everything I need to know right there.
Mm-hmm. Now see that's the thing. That's what the football player, you know what I'm saying, definition that when I'm talking about Felipe Fates comes into play, Ghost Peppers, you know what I'm saying? He's a football player.
Mm-hmm.
What you saying right now? He found a way to stay in the league because he goes into anybody's locker room in any coach's office and gives them whatever they ask for. If they need a fullback, he give them that. If they need a tight end, he give them that. You know what I'm saying? If they need a gunner or field goal blocker, he gives them that.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? And that's value. And that's value.
Yep.
And that's value. It's a value enough for him to been in the league what 6 years now,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Shoot.
Then keep in mind,
Hey.
him and Kyle Pitts, good friends too.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that they can build
That's
chemistry with
that
each other.
that alumni that
Yep.
alumni connection.
Mm-hmm.
That alumni connection.
But you get to a point now, man. Why do we got to keep explaining ourselves to some of these retards in our fan base? It, it,
It's an epidemic. It is what I like to call the Madden fantasy football microwave mindset.
and that Madden GM shit do not work.
And look, and I talk about them motherfuckers because I play Madden my damn self.
Okay.
Okay. And I can tell when I see, motherfuckers talking a certain type of way. I'm like, yeah, they play Madden, and I guarantee you they ain't got the skill level or all Madden. And I know they got them salary cap ain't on. You know what I'm saying? They got the trade restrictions off. They're out here building these super teams, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know this because I play the game. I'm in franchise mode.
Yeah.
Okay, with the cap on, trade
Mm.
restrictions on all Madden. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I ain't even gonna front. Nigga. It took me 6 seasons to goddamn win a Super Bowl.
Damn.
It took me 6. Yeah.
6
When
seasons?
you when you dealing with a cap
Yep.
and you dealing with player development,
Yep.
you got to develop them things. You got to go to practice.
Ain't no doubt about that.
You got to go in there and go to practice. You know what I'm saying? Then you dealing with injuries. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The whole 9 yards. And you
Mm-hmm.
ain't playing against your damn self. And trust and believe, the computer does take scout reports.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Soon I throw that damn ball, that shit don't be picked off.
Shit. Folk, it took goddamn in 6 seasons and been to the playoff 4 times. Been to the Super Bowl twice, 1-1.
Mm-hmm. Man,
Yeah.
I done did
Yeah.
franchise like twice.
That's how I know when I hear some of this stuff that some of these folk be playing, especially these young boys. You know what I'm saying? Catch your age. I can tell. I'm like, yeah, they play Madden,
Shit.
and they ain't even got it on All Pro. They still got it on Ricky.
Yeah. Well, if they
Yeah,
ain't got
yeah. If you're going out here and making trades with no consequences, yeah, Then so you think that that's supposed to happen in the NFL? Nah, bro. There are consequences. There are financial consequences to everything.
Yep.
Everything. Even the draft, which I just me myself learned just 2 years ago. In each round, the financial impact of each round is
Mm-hmm.
definitely. If you don't do your homework, you will not understand, and you will have a blind mindset to the business of football.
Say that one more time up.
If you do not do your research and go and understand these financial consequences and how they happen and how they impact everything, and you go out here thinking that you can just do things, they just make a trade or sign somebody or cut somebody, and there ain't gonna be no consequence. You don't know the business of football. You don't
Man,
know.
I swear, every time we sign somebody, the first comment I see, who the fuck is this? The Falcons always
Mm-hmm.
signing these garbage ass players. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's all I see. That's all I see.
And then because you got a lot of these folks, you know what I'm saying, that only watch us. They only watch the Falcons.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
know.
saying? And they might peek outside of Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, to maybe the superstar players that you probably
Yeah,
gonna see on NFL Live or NFL Network, in heavy rotation. But they ain't actually out there watching the game like that.
mm-mm.
They ain't.
Hell
They
no.
ain't watching the game like that. You know.
See, the problem is,
Then their version of doing research is going to watching YouTube highlights, YouTube clips.
no, they don't. Nope.
Yeah,
The first thing you saying is, the first thing they don't say is Terry Fontenot and Raheem need to be fired over these damn moves. That's all I hear. That's all
I
I hear.
mean, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Can't have it both ways, dog.
When Cincinnati did what they did with Chase and T Higgins, oh these motherfuckers went to crashing out.
Talking about they should go get Trey Henderson, bro. Do you for what? What do you need him for?
Number one, they were gonna want a couple of second round picks for Trey Henderson. Number two, Trey Henderson wanted that bag.
We ain't got that over here.
Okay, he wanted Myles Garrett, Michael Parsons money.
Getting that
Do we
shit
have that? No, no. He wanted Crosby money. You know, Garrett and Parsons. We ain't got that. We ain't got that, man. We ain't got that. We do not have that in our treasury box. We don't have that, people.
But when Juan told Mr. White, the other Mr. White, that shit, he wanted to start crashing out on him. Just saying. He's like, well, Terry need to make this move now. Like, who the hell are you?
And then for those, including him, without him, well, we didn't have. Look, understand something. Y'all know who contracts kicked in this season, right? AJ's extension, Lindstrom. Yep. Y'all remember that? Remember that? Remember them two contract extensions right there? Remember that?
They don't remember that, man. They don't even know.
Remember that? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, when you sign an extension, that money just don't disappear. It don't just sit there on the paper. It don't.
Nope.
It don't.
It ain't going to either.
Nuh-uh.
So they realized they had to restructure Chris Lindstrom's contract just to get Justin Simmons.
Yep.
And Justin Simmons said he wanted to go play with old boy in Philadelphia.
Well, I him saying that, yeah, I think that says that, you know what I'm saying, we probably done told him that we was going in another direction. Because in the beginning, he was campaigning to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, strong. He was campaigning strong to be here. So, for him to come out on that right now, I think the data the communication has been made, and I think we probably done told him that we going in another direction, and we did go in another direction. As you see, we signed Jordan Fuller. Okay.
Don't forget, they had his ass line up all out of position too.
I mean, I don't think it was in the game against him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, to find someone younger, faster in the same position, position, and I'm just saying, Jordan Fuller, that was an A1 pickup.
I don't even think Judon coming back. I don't see that happen.
I think we still got Judon.
No, he's still on the. Damn,
I think Judon's still on the roster. I think I'm not quite necessarily sure. Let's see. Ghost Pepper says the average NFL career lasts 3.3 years, 4 years. This is about to be year 5 for a positionless undrafted free agent, Felipe Franks. People can joke about the guy all they want, but that doesn't happen by accident. Sounds better when you say it. Sounds better when you say it. Because if on average per position, minus the quarterback and the left tackle and the center, the average career is 3 to 4 years per position. And he dead on now for an undrafted free agent, which Felipe was, to still be in this thing going on year 5. Going on year 5. He has got a check. That young man has got a check in this here league. He has made himself valuable in some sense of the word, in some kind of way. He has made a way for himself to stay in this league. and present him as some kind of value in some kind of way. You can't scoff at that. You really
Nope.
can't. I mean, you can, but I mean, you may not necessarily make yourself look smart doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What do you think about the young man Agnew? What do you think
Oh
about that signing?
man, yeah. You know it's crazy. I was at work and I got a notification. I said, "Damn, the Falcons, boy, they doing all in on special teams, boy.
Yeah.
They got him, Mike. All these people complaining about Mike Ford. When people don't know, Mike Ford was a hell of a gunner when he played here. But
Yeah.
I don't know football according to this dumbass fans that we have.
Mm.
I'm just saying, you know, the hey, the proof, the tape don't lie. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right about that.
like that signing, I'm gonna tell you, my favorite signing was getting Leonard Floyd here. I actually like that.
Yeah.
I actually like
Hey,
that.
look, listen. He's familiar
Mm-hmm.
with Albright and Raheem
Yeah,
scheme.
yeah,
Um, he's put up 10 sacks each year the last 4 years. Um, I'm just saying, I was like, hey, shit, he's productive.
yeah,
He's productive. Seasoned veteran, locker room leader.
yeah.
And he checks that box of University of Georgia Bulldog player on the team. Hey, he
And
checked that box.
then I seen Mr. White posted. He talking about finally, man, we find out a Georgia Bulldog player on the team. Man, get the hell out of here. You want that? So you telling me every damn year we supposed to get players out of Georgia because y'all want us to?
Look, I dropped the short that asked that question. I mean, I'm just saying, do you see, you know,
Hell no.
Miami Dolphin fans complaining about not having hurricanes on their team?
They had one. It was Calais Campbell. He the only one in that
Okay.
damn team.
And do you see the Philadelphia Eagles fan base complaining about not having University of Pennsylvania players on their team or
See,
any? You know, I'm just saying. Do you see the Jets or Giants fans complaining about not having players from the tri-state area on their
nope.
squad? Yeah,
Hell no.
okay. Do you see Green Bay Packers fans complaining about not having Wisconsin players on their team?
Man, hell, you know it's crazy. It's about a few Saints fans that I know that like LSU players on their team, but they ain't making a big deal of it like we are.
I was finna go there next. You don't see them complaining about not having LSU or Tulane players on their team. I'm
When they
just
got
saying.
about when they got about one player on that damn team, and he about out his prime, and that's Honey Badger. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying you
They
don't hear
show was
them.
hooting. They was show
But
hooting
you
hotting when he was coming
right.
there though.
But I'm just saying you don't see these other fan bases out here year in and year out. But they gotta, you know what I'm saying, from their home university. I mean, now maybe if that guy is, you know, if he's highly touted, you know, and he's from this, I get that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But every damn year you got to draft somebody from that school? Come on, man. Come
You
on
gotta,
now.
yeah, you ain't gotta always get somebody from the home state all the damn time, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
See,
see,
goes for
that's the problem. Everybody got so upset when we didn't get, Jalen Carter and all that stuff,
yeah. Let's see. Ghost Pepper said Agnew over 4,000 career return yards and tied for the longest return in history at 109 yards and multiple career return TDs. If Agnew can stay healthy, we found us a game changer. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Man,
And
I'm so sick.
and it's sometimes a change of scenery can do that for you.
Yeah. So what's up,
Yeah.
what's up, our fans doing all these fake ass mock drafts? But when they get
It,
when
it,
they
it,
don't,
it, it's that time. It's that time of year, man. It's that time of year. It's that time of year. It's the time. You usually, you know what I'm saying, when free agency hit or whenever the season's over with, you know what I'm saying, they crash out over these mock drafts. You know what I'm saying?
none of the players they let get picked, boy, they get pissed the hell off.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro,
Oh yeah.
you ain't the damn GM, so it don't matter what the hell that you think.
I mean, look, that is another epidemic, You got 80% of this fan base that probably can't even balance their own checkbook and want to tell Terry how to manage NFL football team, professional football team salary cap.
I bet you, I bet you, I bet you they want to go up there. I bet you they want to go up there and tell them that shit.
Hmm.
They don't be
Hmm.
shitting.
A lot of them would be up there, just throwing checks around like to the Thomas Dimitrov was when he was here.
Yeah, having us in
And,
cap hell.
and as a result, we ended up having $89 million worth of dead cap. Just saying. But a lot of it's like they got an amnesia and can't remember that.
No, they don't, man.
They don't remember our current GM coming in, and within 2 seasons we're out of that.
And we signed cats like Jesse Bates and Dave and Caden Ellis and Dave Yamada. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
guys that actually impact. They're actually impactful on the field, but they don't.
Yeah, I think was it Bernard? What's up, Xavier? What's going on, man? What's going on? Mr. Knight, what's happening, man? What's good? It's nice to see you in here. I think, let me see. Somebody asked a question earlier. I wanted to double back to it.
Add new stuff, we can, yeah.
Let's see. Let me find it real quick. Damn, because it's showing. I was trying to damn remember. Was it Bernard? Yeah, the coverage linebacker. What as far as the defense goes,
Mm-hmm.
what type? Because I don't know what Albright's scheme set is with 3-4-4-3, 46, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with this young man's ability to cover the way he can,
Mm-hmm.
um, do like with him, with Troy, Bertrand,
Yep.
um, you think our defensive turnover numbers are going to go up? Can you see that, or what kind of impact can you think with the addition of Divine? You know what I'm saying? How you think it's going to work? How would it work?
Well, I know one. Yeah. Well, I think we need. I think we should add more. I think we definitely need to add to the linebacker group, though. That's my. That's my personal opinion. Um, I think we should get. We might be getting more pressure, more sacks this year. I can see that with Floyd and AK. I don't know every case of everybody. Shit's all.
Educated Malone,
Yeah,
Divine,
they
Troy,
showed
Bertrand.
AK last year, boy.
Yeah, he got some burn. I think his spot is, you know what I'm saying, etched in stone, you know what I'm saying, in the on the defensive roster. Um, Given the opportunity, him and Malone made some plays again.
But let
Yeah,
me ask you this:
what's that?
who was taught on them defensive players the second half of the season?
I honestly, I
That defense was so getting sacks after sacks, boy, that Chargers game. I went to that damn game.
I think Raheem was calling it then. I don't.
They said it had to be Jared Drake. Jared Drake had some, not in that some input in that
Well,
because the game against
again,
the Raiders, when Justin Simmons got a pick, you seen who he ran up to, didn't you?
who?
Jared Drake.
Oh,
That tell you
well,
everything right there.
Jared Gray is a defensive backs guy, so
Yeah. Shit, they didn't
yeah.
run to Jimmy and Homer Simpson. They ain't running any of them to. They ran right to him.
I mean, he's the defensive backs coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's why
shoot.
they brought Mike Hughes back.
Oh, of course. I mean, and he earned that. Now, Mike Hughes did earn that
Yeah.
before he. You know what I'm saying? The thing what 9, 10 game, 11 game
Yep.
before he got that injury. I
Mm.
mean, Mike Hughes was playing lights out.
Yeah, he was.
So he earned that, man, to be brought back.
Don't sleep on Clark Phillips the third either.
Oh yeah. I
He
mean,
under
we honestly, you know what I'm saying, with all things they got back there, you know what I'm saying, with AJ and JB and Fuller and
Yeah.
Hughes and Clark, Clarkfield, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Don't
yeah.
think don't think they ain't done adding to that DB room.
I think we're gonna. And then, don't forget Helms. Don't
Yeah.
forget Hitman.
But everybody
Don't
want
forget.
this Jair. Everybody want to play like Jair Alexander. Like, what the hell? Where do y'all think this money don't come from to get to get?
Look, if we could have afforded it, we would have went after him.
Thank you.
Okay, but understand something. It makes no sense to trade for a guy that you pretty much just trade for him and written him for half a season or one season.
He ain't
No,
on that. He injured all the goddamn time.
I mean, well, maybe he's not, saying built to live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, man.
It's Alaska cold up there in Green Bay, man. You just say
Would you want? Would you want?
everybody bones ain't built for that kind of. That's a different kind of cold.
Would you want a player like? Would you want Jalen Ramsey on this damn team?
No,
Another nutcase? Did everybody keep saying
no,
we should?
another diva.
Another guy that this fan base say we need to go get. So if he crash out in front of
Another
everybody,
diva.
coaches, then what?
Sonya says, getting flashy players in free agency isn't going to help
Exactly.
you win
I said
again.
that. Jesse Bates got that bad. Been doing balling.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's a top two, if not the top safety in this league.
Exactly.
Top two, top three. You know what I'm saying? He's right there. I mean, Terry hit a home run on that one.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, see, the thing is, according to our fans, they don't understand how talent works. I'm just saying
Right, right.
that they just
Now,
want. They just want them to just come here and then they don't dominate. No, it don't work like that.
Speaking of talent, some guys, Zach, Zach Harrison,
Mm-hmm.
um, Roro,
Yep.
Taquan Graham,
Yep.
um, and them guys, and Trice,
Oh yeah, shit.
what I'm saying, and Kadavius Street, um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah. On your modest still there.
yeah, and on your model, okay, you know, um, I think one thing, when it comes down to, what I'm saying, in our case, if we can, in what we're in getting the personnel and trying to exact something, it comes down to being able to get the right ones, what I'm saying, in the set where we could get pressure from our base.
Thank you.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's all. That's all.
Being able to get pressure just from the base. You know what I'm saying, without a blitz. You know,
Mm. Oh, let me ask you this: how many sacks did we get last year on the Jimmy Late's defense and Raheem's defense?
I think 30. I
Was
think
it more than under Ryan Nelson's defense?
I think we got what? I think we had. I think we got 40 sacks.
Yeah, because that Carolina, hey, don't even get me started. That Carolina, they just gave up on that shit.
Hey, I'm trying to think. Did we get 40?
Damn, I don't even know. I don't know. I think we did.
I think we 35 before something to the effect. I think we got 30. I think we got 36. I think
That's okay.
I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. But I think that it was 30. It was more than what we got the previous year.
So let me ask you this about Grady Jarrett. So you don't think he got frustrated when we kept having a new defensive coordinator every year? Then that could have been another.
I think that was it, coupled with the fact that we let Wink Martindale get out the door. We
Yeah,
let a Super Bowl winning defense coordinator get out the door.
he
And,
turned great.
and
Totally different monster, boy.
you know,
Tell
I think not hiring Wink Martindale with the straw that broke the camel's back with Grady. Um,
how you
I,
think how you think he would have worked out if we would have hired Steve Wilkes?
I think he would be good with that too.
I guess he wants somebody he can respect, basically, huh?
Yeah. You see, a player wants to be coached by the best,
Yeah.
and a player will know. You know what I'm saying? A player knows, especially a veteran player, when a guy can get the best out of him.
So how did Ober use him when he was here before?
Who?
How did Ober use Grady Jarrett? He did call plays that year, didn't he? He was calling plays on the defense that year.
You talking about 2018?
2019, yeah. 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 Was that it?
Man,
Because remember after that bye, we started going on a winning streak.
yeah, but like I said, like I said, a player,
Mm-hmm.
will respect a guy that has it.
Well, I know one thing. He would respect the hell out of Belichick, boy. I'm just saying.
Listen, that the whole locker room would have been, what I'm saying, on some other shit if Belichick had came through that door.
Wouldn't be no smile or none of that playing
You know what
around
I'm
shit.
saying? I mean, bringing that do your job, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? The Belichick way, you know what I'm saying? Mindset,
Man,
it's
I seen this dude.
that
I
championship
seen,
mindset.
I seen this dude said if we would have brought Belichick, he would have stopped being a Falcon fan.
I mean that's on them. That's on them.
So
I mean,
I guess
but when you have a chance to get one of the three all time best to ever do it,
yeah.
you make it happen.
People don't know Arthur Blank wanted Belichick.
Yep. And it was
But
that
what happened?
damn board that talked them out of it because they knew they wasn't gonna have no control.
And Richard Tay don't even get along with Belichick. That's the truth. They don't get along. YouTube TV. Yep. See, they don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy. I wanted Steve Wilkes as a head coach. That would have been a good hire, though, wouldn't it? Would you want him
Look,
as a head defensive coordinator?
I wanted Belichick.
Me too. He was
I
on my
wanted
list.
Belichick.
He was on my list.
I wanted Belichick. You know what I'm
But yeah,
saying?
he was on my list.
One thing about you can hate a person that's great against you,
Yep.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great against her, and then you have a chance to get some of that greatness and learn from that and win from that. You make that happen, man.
That's like what Mike say. He don't know what the hell Raheem Morris is good at besides chuckling and jiving and chewing drum all damn night.
Well, man. Well, you know what I'm saying. We got him now, and
Mm-hmm.
then that was something that I want to double down on something that Mike said too is concerning Raheem. We was having this conversation
Mm-hmm.
as far as him and us not firing him.
Yeah.
It and it made sense, and I'm like, damn, I'm kind of sort of being a hypocrite because and we fire him even though it would be deserving. I mean, but it would still keep us unstable. I've said
Right.
many a times, having a revolving door at the head coach's spot has never been successful for anybody.
Mm-mm.
So we got from that point that Mike was right on. We got to ride it out.
Yeah.
We got to ride it out.
So is that the reason why we don't always get these big name coaches that everybody wants? Because we keep firing them every 2-3 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because everybody,
I've
everybody,
said what I said about Raheem, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It's a let's go through the process
mm-hmm,
and see what what I'm saying. The product is they put on the field. Me,
yeah,
I'm maintaining. He got five. As far as I'm concerned, he got 5 games before I get on his
yeah.
head. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I think yeah. I watch it. I watch y'all show. You know, I stay on top of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You said that shit, you wasn't bullshitting.
At all, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying. After the events of this season, I just I mean,
But everybody keeps saying,
with whatever
oh,
whatever they do personnel wise, and then get the
yeah,
training camp and exact you know what I'm saying, the plays and get everybody on they whatever they gonna be on, and
yeah,
that product come week 1. And we don't kick in the door to start the season. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, complimentary football, physical
mm,
football, dominating football. Fuck them.
yeah,
You know, he it is enough with the shucking and the jiving.
yep,
Enough with the cliche sarcasm.
yep,
The Sammy Davis Jr. smile. No, it's the product and the result on the field.
yep.
Period.
But you don't. How often do you see his how often do you see Uncle Jesse smiling on the damn field?
Man, no, I'm I don't have any faith in that dude because of his relation with Raheem.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Mhm.
the proof is in the pudding. If your actions don't don't give off what you said in your press conference, in your mindset, and how you're going to exact this defense.
Well, this
And,
same man
and
gonna
in so
keep
many
on that.
words, you're going to keep Raheem ass, you know what I'm saying, over there, handling his own business, and the defense is heels. I mean, we're gonna tell it's gonna come out on the field.
That's why Mike said, like when Mike was saying, he was like, Raheem need to let his coaches do their fucking job instead of trying to get your input and shit. But last time that shit happened, you had don't get me started. You had this nigga Judon in coverage. What the hell was that?
Well, I give him this. I mean, well, it's not a given. It's more so you're not in, adapting to the personnel that you
Right.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Your play calling wasn't adaptive to your personnel,
Mm-mm.
and you wasn't using your personnel correctly. Um,
Why was Jimmy Lake getting all the heat though? That's what I want to know.
well, when you're trying to deflect or shirk blame, you have scapegoats, and Jimmy Lake was scapegoated in his situation.
That's why
You
Mike,
know
yeah,
it. We all know it. Even those that are blind to it know it.
man. Everybody want to blame Jimmy Lake. He talking, I'm glad Jimmy Lake got fired, knowing damn well it wasn't his damn fault.
Right.
Georgia Texas boy said because he was a DC. Yep, I agree.
But I mean, it's crazy.
We had more
Sonya
success
said
than Ryan
we
Nelson.
had more sacks under Ryan Nelson than under Raheem and Jim. Okay, all right.
So what's the difference between Ryan Nelson and Raheem Moore? I'm gonna
Oh,
let you.
um, that was better upfront play.
And he did you see him laughing and Kiki King when he was talking? He was being for real, right? Being
I mean, well, Nelson was up in the booth all the time, so I mean,
okay.
when
He was all about business.
you got your head and nose into three books of plays, and you're what I'm saying, trying to dial up some things and keep keep help keep team in the game, and trying to get the ball back to the offense. And I mean, I didn't, and I didn't agree with you know him getting him leaving,
Mm-mm.
you
Nope.
know, and there was no energy put forth to justify or even speak on his dismissal or resignation or however it went, which I found kind of suspicious in itself. But shit, he was out of here.
Look where he is now. He in Buffalo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is. Football is easy. It's the coaches that make it hard. Facts.
I've been saying that. He said, yeah, he did leave as soon as that Bill Belichick room started.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, the
You telling me
epitome
you don't
of
want to? How many Super Bowls Belichick got? Like 8. He got 8 of them, don't he?
yep,
You
yep,
tell me our fan base, you don't turn that down? Are you serious?
yeah. You have 2 as a coordinator and 6 as a head coach.
You telling me you wouldn't want that in Atlanta? Are you kidding me? They show love that culture shit, that black culture shit here. To hell with that. I don't give a damn what race he is. If he get us to the Lombardi Trophy, that's all that matters.
That's facts.
I don't give a damn what
Facts.
the hell he is.
Facts. Facts.
Talking about he old. What the hell that supposed to mean? Age don't mean shit.
Hey, well, he finna post some of that knowledge into the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah, Andy Reid. They ain't gonna say nothing about Andy Reid. Andy Reid old, but hey, he won championship, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Talking about he's a cancer to the media. Man, stop.
What? All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We go.
Oh shit.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute.
Also
That
just look.
folks was just looking at what he did without Brady. Look, if you don't if you don't factor in to everything that happened in that organization before Brady left, and you want to use what happened after Brady left against him, then you're turning a blind eye to some realistic shit that happened in New England.
Didn't they make the playoffs without him? Remember that?
Yeah,
Didn't they make the playoffs
one.
match? Didn't they?
I think once. I think
Okay.
once. I think.
It's always
Um,
some excuse why he ain't come here.
but you know what I'm saying? When Kraft sided with Brady, and because remember now he drafted Garoppolo
He sure did.
and had groomed him to be Brady's, you know what I'm saying, to be Brady's, you know what I'm saying, replacement. His mindset and his plan was okay. Yeah, he probably got 3 or 4 more years, but he gonna do them 3 or 4 more years. Elsewhere, I got my extension in the future is ready now.
You got some damn. They said Aaron Rodgers visited Pittsburgh today.
Yeah, yeah. He'll probably that'll turn into more than just a visit.
Well, we know.
But then yeah, it depends. I mean, because it depends on how that conversation with him and Tomlin goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's gonna matter.
Well, I can't wait the football season start to see what the excuse Baltimore Raven fans don't have to say. I can't wait. All ears.
Look, we done gave that mid ass quarterback in Baltimore enough attention, enough talk. It ain't nothing else that needs to be said about him. It ain't. It just ain't.
Yeah.
All the facts have been bared to, you know what I'm saying, to, open wounds.
Yep.
If you're of the mindset of eight seasons now, eight
Mm-hmm.
seasons, less than 23,000 passing yards in 8 seasons. That's one. And
Yeah,
with a
what year he get drafted, huh? What year he get drafted?
17.
And you telling me you couldn't get to not one Super Bowl after all them damn seasons? But Mahomes got 3 of them.
with
Just
with
saying.
with with, with a 3-5 playoff record. Okay.
Mm, mm, mm,
Nail,
mm.
coffin,
Shut.
dirt. Okay, and we
Boy.
gonna leave that where it is.
Boy, I remember that. I watched y'all show when they lost, boy. And nothing y'all said was no y'all didn't tell not one lie.
You know, y'all just take that L out on that right there, and go home and have several seats.
But yeah, you had Mark
And take
Andrews.
that L
It was so bad.
and have several seats.
You had Mark Andrews taking a damn break from social media, dog. That's how bad it was.
Look, y'all up there crashing out in Baltimore. The consequences and ramifications of that may have you to lose a Mark Andrews.
And Joe Flacco wasn't getting that much heat either, was he?
Oh, they held Joe Flacco to a standard.
Shit, he got him a Super Bowl though, didn't
he? Yeah, he got him the Super Bowl. And I asked that question. I said, okay, why can't y'all hold him to the same standard y'all held Joe Flacco to?
Because he's black and he got cornrows. That's their excuse right there.
And anyway, hey man, look, that's all for this week's Falcon Friday High Noon Madness. We got some, we're going to be on the lookout for all, Falcon free agent and trade acquisitions, what I'm saying, going on leading up to the draft. Y'all stay tuned for programming information about said draft show coming up. We're going to have it all for you. All channels of the Unholy Alliance, what I'm saying, Mad Mike Sports, EFN directors are going to be, involved, just like the previous two have. Be on the lookout for that. You know what I mean? And as far as my programming is concerned, you'll see me again Monday morning, Mad Monday with the OG, promptly at 9:30 a.m. Young Knight.
Yes, sir.
You know, as your debut on the madness. Tell the folks how you feel about it, and, you know what I'm saying, and let them know, what I'm saying, how you gonna be back here.
Shit! If I ain't got it, if I ain't got to work, you already know. You already know I'll definitely be joining y'all show. Giving my take on everything that's going on. So
Yeah,
man, if I ain't got to work, if I got to work, I might have to miss. If I don't, you know how.
Y'all will see him on the T again too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, yes, appreciate you all for tuning in. Appreciate you all for getting in the chat. Everybody that was in the live chat below. Love everyone. Appreciate everyone. Hit that like button. Like, share, subscribe this program and this channel. Man, Mr. White Network. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be sure to return the, the love and the gratification with these topics, man, and this info, this entertainment, like we, like we've been doing. Yeah. And with that, hey man, you gotta keep it A, you gotta keep it dirty, and most notably, you gotta keep it real with yourself. Let your next choice be your best choice, boys and girls. It's the OG. We out.
All right.